Hello there, I'm Matthew Wright and welcome back to Inside Out London. A very happy new year to you. Here's what's coming up on tonight's show. The mountain of food destined for landfill. We meet the charity recycling it to feed the most vulnerable.
It's a papaya. It's a papaya. A free ripened papaya. It must have been imprisoned in a papaya cell somewhere. Yeah, it's been freed!
Most of us will have stocked up with plenty of food and drink over the festive period, although the chances are plenty of it will have ended up being chucked in the bin. And overstocking isn't just a problem for households, because every year retailers dump over £2 billion worth of surplus food. But now a few of the big supermarket chains have joined up with charities to redistribute some of this food to the needy. Wendy Hurrell put on her overalls and went to help out.
All year round, volunteers staff this warehouse, receiving food that will be sent to charities, daycare centres and schools. It goes directly from the manufacturers to those who need it most. And last year, they redistributed 3,600 tonnes. Early in the morning, FareShare staff find out from stores and manufacturers what surplus stock they have available.
Asda's offering 17 pallets of frozen pizza.
Then they do a ring round to find out what their clients, the charities feeding the poor, require.
Right, in the fruits I can offer you apples and some oranges. Any tin soup.
Sainsbury's, along with Tesco, Waitrose, Asda and Lidl, have been part of the scheme for many years. It also involves numerous manufacturers. The FareShare vans collect the goods direct from their depots. They always need helpers here, so I'm up for volunteering as well.
Bread.
Which is in the
little
brown box,
okay,
right in front of you.
On the warehouse floor, Marcus is sorting out the order for Deptford Reach.
Dried pasta noodles, curry flavour. So we'll now go down to the chiller and we'll find some yoghurt dips.
Well, in the fridge here, everything's chilled to 4.2 degrees Celsius. And just look at these things. These are clementines. They're absolutely perfect. I mean, I'd buy that in a supermarket, no problem. And they're actually still well within their sell-by date. But were it not for this place, more than likely, they'd end up as landfill.
What they get may not match the order, but it will be well within the sell-by date and guaranteed 100% fresh food.
Potato dauphinoise.
Yeah.
Very posh.
Condiments, wasabi. Follow me.
Wasabi? Who wants wasabi?
The FareShare van arrives over at Deptford Reach, where volunteer chef David is eager to find out what surprises they have in store. He'll be preparing it all.
Ladies, middle of winter, Solero, aye. There we are, that'll do you. Oh my goodness, eating mess. Wendy, it's a papaya.
Oh, nice.
A free ripened papaya. It must have been imprisoned in a papaya cell somewhere. Yeah, freed!
Deptford Reach takes a delivery twice a week of supplies from FareShare. All the food is prepared on site and sold for a nominal fee to clients.
Tzatziki! People around here want to know what tzatziki is, but they will next week.
It turns out David trained as a chef in Glasgow, London and Paris and has worked in the House of Lords and Versailles. Now he's volunteering here 5 mornings a week.
Keep up the good work, yeah? Thank you.
They must have been over the moon when you showed up and said, I'll do some chefing for you.
Well, no, I mean, they didn't know that I was a chef. I used the services and everything, but when I realised they were struggling, and I just mentioned it to them.
So what's your sort of daily routine?
Well, I got up early in the morning and I just come here. We prepare a fresh soup, a meat main course, a vegetarian main course, a sweet.
The canteen opens for business at noon and is instantly dishing up around 60 servings of David's food.
When you've got people content, well, that's the greatest thing you can
And it's
have.
all come from a little warehouse down the road in Bermondsey.
Yes, indeed.
One of the clients who has benefited from the service here is musician Richard, who is now also training as a counsellor in music therapy to help others who use the service. Deptford Reach has become a lifeline. Early in the evening, I meet Richard at the church down the road where he plays the organ.
What's it like being at Deptford Reach? What does that place sort of mean to you?
There are facilities there that people will help you to sort out problems, big problems, minor problems. But it's also a space to mingle with other people, and to have that space is good. And it's a safe house, and the staff are very sympathetic, and they're good. They're good. You can speak to them.
In the early 80s, Richard suffered a personal tragedy when his home was burnt down, and it coincided with the end of his career as a drummer in chart-topping band The Motors.
I think that we're all very vulnerable. Us human beings are extremely vulnerable. I did really enjoy playing in The Motors, you know. And we put out some good music, you know, it was excellent and great fun.
And all of a sudden you were sort of, almost like you had the rug pulled out from underneath you.
That's right.
But Deptford Reach has put you back on the rug.
Yes.
With access to healthy food in the centre during the week, Richard also finds the donated sandwiches from Pret are a huge help at the weekend.
It's the weekend now, I've got some sandwiches, and that will help me, you know, my budget.
It's lovely. The centre and the food it provides are also essential in getting David back on his feet. They give advice on how to claim benefits and how to access emergency loans, vital for homeless people. But now these loans are under threat.
At the moment, our clients use crisis loans for things such as food and just day-to-day living expenses. So if people can't get money quickly to feed themselves, people are going to struggle. We've already seen many more people coming in who need help. So the more cuts that come in, the more people that are going to come into day centres that need to be fed.
At the end of March, central government will hand over responsibility for paying out loans to local councils. But as the money will no longer be ring-fenced, there is no indication of whether it will reach the needy. It could be distributed in a different way by each council.
What we do know is that most are not thinking they're going to provide loans because they haven't got the capacity to recoup the money from them. Most of them, where they're thinking about it, will be thinking about voucher schemes to help with furniture costs, which won't cover those crisis points that happen in everybody's lives when you need that little bit of extra cash. So my biggest concern is that those people who need cash will turn to the loan sharks, the payday loans, and will find themselves falling further into debt.
The demand for fair share will inevitably go up, and the charities always need more food. At the moment, only 5 out of the 8 supermarket giants subscribe to the scheme. Is there ever enough food? Are you getting enough in?
No. There is lots and lots of food out there. We get 0.1% of the food that we think is surplus. The food industry in this country is feeding 65 million people every single day, just in time. You and I expect the shelves to be full when we go into the supermarket. So there are always going to be surpluses. What we think is absolutely disgusting, though, is if that food isn't fed to people when we've got 5.8 million people in this country who are going hungry. And the more that the retailers can support us, and the more that the retailers can help us by getting the suppliers to the retailers, then actually we can do some incredible stuff together.
With help from those big firms, David will continue to serve up food in the Deptford Reach kitchen, sent by FareShare on a daily basis, helping to keep some of London's hunger at bay.
Wendy Hurrell there, getting stuck in. And if you'd like more information about FareShare or any of the other organisations featured in her film, then go to our website. The address is bbc.co.uk/Inside Out. Just click on London, and don't worry if you've missed any of that, I'll give it to you again at the end of the programme.